Welcome to this presentation on the reflection of early years learning framework and how the early childhood teacher integrates it into everyday practice. Today, we are going to look at how the early years learning framework guides the teachers in supporting the children to learn and develop, and how this document influences the professional identity, practice in an ethical manner, and making effective decisions. The Early Years Learning Framework is Australia's first national framework for early childhood education. It is a system of concepts, principles, and practice used by educators to promote children's learning and development, concentrating on the key experiences of being, belonging, and becoming. The framework is helpful in building an early childhood teacher's professional identity and practices. It does this by affirming and taking up principle, practice, and learning outcomes that are well established to guide their work. Early years learning frameworks is based on principles that underpin every teaching practice. This contributes to an understanding that helps teachers maintain the relationship and make judgments pertaining to curriculum planning while supporting children in their holistic development. Early years learning framework core principles are secure, respectful, and reciprocal relationships, partnerships, high expectation and equity, respect for diversity, and ongoing learning and reflective practice. Each of the given principles is critically important for the effectiveness and supportiveness of the learning environment. The first principle, secure, respectful, and reciprocal relationships, acknowledges that it's very important of building trust with children, family, and college. For instance, greeting a child by name in the morning helps establish a personal connection. Teachers can further enhance those relationships by including a child's parents in learning activities and can approach disciplines with empathy, which ensures that young children's perspectives are heard and that their feelings are respected. Partnerships form the basis of all early childhood educators' practice and is the principle that invites engagement with families, community, and college. For example, sharing ideas with the parents in the various aspects of the curriculum, fostering sense of belonging by organizing community events, and consulting with specialists to ensure appropriate provisions for children. These partnerships underpin a cohesive learning environment. The third principle focuses on setting high expectations for all children and ensuring they have equitable learning opportunities. For example, differentiated instruction tailors activities to meet diverse needs, while challenging stereotypes helps create an inclusive environment. Providing supportive feedback encourages children to try for their best efforts, promoting a culture of high expectation and equity. Respect for diversity is one of the critical principles underlining early years learning framework. It refers to valuing a child's cultural background and his individual ability. There are numerous ways this principle can be infused into practice. For example, teachers can use multicultural resources such as multicultural books and toys, providing language support so that the English as second language children can fully participate, or plan for cultural celebration days to value and show respect for diversity. Such practices could make all children feel included and valued, and they could feel the respect for the diversity. This last principle, ongoing learning and reflective practice, focuses on improvement all the time. For instance, teachers are encouraged to have time for reflective practice, which may be in the form of keeping reflective journals, peer reviews, and even professional development workshops. Such activities will permit teachers to reflect on their practices critically and be able to make sound decisions that influence the learning and development of children. Eight clearly defined practice in early years learning framework define the work of the educators in the interaction with children and planning for children. This practice includes holistic approaches, responsiveness to children, and learning through play. Each of them supports a holistic perspective that takes various aspects of learning and well-being into consideration. In this way, this practice allows educators to develop interest and needs-oriented environments which effectively support learning and development of all children. The first practice, holistic approaches, focuses on the whole child, their emotional, social, physical, and cognitive development. Educators can apply this practice by integrating learning across more than one domain, for example, combining movement with cognitive tasks, including mindfulness exercises to support well-being and inclusive play that encourages social interactions of all children. Responsiveness to children is when one adapts to the interests and needs of children in real time. This practice can be done through the development of flexible plans which adjust according to the changed interests of children, through giving individual attention to children requiring extra support, and finally through stimulation of child-led learning activities that allow children to explore topics they are curious about. Through responsiveness, educators develop a learning environment dynamic to each child. Play is considered a rich vehicle for children's learning. Educators could do this through role-play activities which could engross children in make-believe practice about life-like roles. Outdoor exploration which could give incentive for exercise and scientific inquiry, and open-ended materials that could enhance problem-solving and creativity. Play is one of the most important developmental domains in the life of a child, and this could ensure fun yet efficient learning. The Early Years Learning Framework describes 5 key learning outcomes for children covering different aspects of their holistic development. They provide guidelines on how educators plan and assess child development in association with issues of identity, community, well-being, learning confidence, and communication. Outcomes reflect growth and development of children, hence they help educators in planning of learning experiences, promoting holistic development in the different domains. The child developing a strong sense of identity would be one of the first outcomes in learning. This can be supported through self-portraits for expressing self and identity projects, sharing stories of family and culture. Positive reinforcement could be used in building self-confidence and awareness. It helps support a child to try and find out who they are and what they are about in the world. The second learning outcome provides children with opportunities to develop relationships with and contribute to their community. The educators can do this by involving children in community service and implementing activities that bring about a sense of community. For example, engaging in group tasks where children understand that teamwork brings positive results, or organizing celebrations of different diversities like cultural days which celebrate children's different backgrounds. Through such activity, children can understand their responsibilities toward the community and the need to make valuable contributions toward the well-being of others. The third learning outcome is to promote children's well-being physically and emotionally. It is supported by the activities of teaching children healthy eating habits, building routine physical activity daily, and promoting emotional literacy by helping the child to understand and express their emotion in healthy ways. By focusing on well-being, educators help children develop their resiliency, and skills needed to thrive. The fourth learning outcome speaks about enriching children to be confident and active learners. Educators can organize activities for problem solving, critical thinking, engaging in inquiry-based learning by following topics of interest and choice, and self-expression through the number of art and music performances. This thus aids children in acquiring the enjoyment of learning and confidence to take up new challenges. The last learning outcome concentrates on the development of the communication skills of the children. Teachers shall be able to support this outcome through conducting story time sessions, which develop language and literacy skills. Through language games, we play with rhyming and sentence construction, and through peer conversation to develop social communication skills. Proper communication is what will lead them to success in both academic and social matters. On this slide, we explore how the early years learning framework, particularly the concept of being, shapes the professional identity of early childhood teachers. Being refers to the recognition of the importance of the present moment and the individuality of each child. It encourages teachers to respect and respond to the unique needs and experiences of children as they are. It aligns closely with the Early Childhood Australia Code of Ethics, which emphasizes respecting the dignity and rights of every child. By focusing on being, teachers are guided to make decisions that honor the individuality of each child, while also reflecting on their own beliefs and practice to ensure they are providing the best care and education possible. This slide highlights the role of belonging in guiding ethical conduct within early childhood education. Belonging emphasizes the importance of relationships, connection, and sense of community that children experience. The early years learning framework guides teachers to create inclusive environments that value and celebrate diversity, ensuring every child feels a strong sense of belonging. This principle supports ethical practices that encourage collaboration with families and communities. As outlined in the Early Childhood Australia Code of Ethics, by building strong, respectful relationships with children and their families, teachers help foster a supportive and inclusive learning environment that is fundamental to ethical conduct in early childhood settings. In this slide, we examine how the concept of becoming in early years learning framework informs decision-making processes for early childhood educators. Becoming focuses on the ongoing development and future potential of children. It encourages teachers to support children as they grow, learn, and develop, helping them to become active and capable participants in their own lives. This principle guides educators in making ethical decisions that are aimed at nurturing and supporting children's developmental trajectories. Additionally, the idea of becoming underlines the importance of professional growth for teachers themselves, encouraging them to continually enhance their skills and knowledge to be better support the children in their care. Ultimately, decisions grounded in becoming have a long-term impact on children's futures, making it a critical element of professional practice. Finally, this slide brings together the concepts of being, belonging, and becoming, demonstrating how they collectively guide the professional practice of early childhood educators. The Early Years Learning Framework provides a holistic framework that integrates these elements to support comprehensive early childhood practice. This integration informs ethical decision-making, ensuring that children's rights and well-being are at the forefront of educational practice. By aligning their professional identity with their principles, teachers are committed to continuous learning, reflection, and the ongoing improvement of their practice. This holistic approach ensures that all aspects of child development are considered in professional decisions, reinforcing the long-term positive impact on children's lives. Reflective practice play crucial role here, helping educators maintain alignment with early years learning framework principles and uphold professional standards. In conclusion, the early years learning framework is essential for fostering holistic child development and guiding the practice of early childhood educators. By integrating the early years learning framework principles, practices, and learning outcomes into daily routines, educators can create enriching environments that support children's growth and well-being. The elements of being, belonging, and becoming serve as an ethical compass, guiding educators in their professional identity and decision-making processes. This framework ensures that educators provide the highest quality care and education for young children.